In 2008, Disney rejected the idea of putting a Monsters Inc. roller coaster into the Hollywood Studios section of Disney World. They claimed that Disney World needs more family attractions rather than more thrill rides. Big mistake, Disney. Some of you fellow Disney adults might be like, where's this ride at? Like, we need this. And some might agree with Disney's conclusion, or think that the thrill ride could be based off of a better or maybe more iconic Disney movie. And I'm betting that a majority of you right now watching this probably don't give a fuck. And that's fair, but I'm here today to tell you why you should. Obviously, Disney's main demographic is children, which explains the lack of enthusiasm for a new thrill ride. But as of right now, Disney has 52 rides within all of the parks, and only 6 of those are considered actual thrill rides. One might say they've done a good enough job of focusing on the family-friendly attractions. And for those of you who don't care about Disney, just a heads up, your kids might. So if you're ever forced to do a Disney trip, wouldn't it be nice to have at least a few good rides that you would have a good time on? Speaking of good rides, the 6 thrill rides that Disney World has are iconic, of course, but does anyone really know what those rides are based off of? You got Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. Like, how the fuck do those correlate to Disney at all? Like, what do these rides mean to me? That's right, nothing. I'm trying to go on a door chase with Mike and Solly. I don't know about y'all. Fuck Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. In fact, the only thrill ride the kids recognize the meaning behind is the Snow White ride. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this ride right here. It's actually called the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and it came out in 2014. Not to brag, but I was there opening day. For Disney fans, it was a dream come true, but for anyone else, it's just another mid-sized roller coaster with a few small drops. Like, for real, that's the smallest drop right there. And my brother, who doesn't care about Disney at all, was so pissed when I made him wait like 5 hours in line for that ride, and it was like the equivalent of the kids ride at Six Flags. I've been to Disney World 5 times so far, and it was my favorite place in the entire world growing up. I remember the absolute pure joy I felt while walking through Cinderella's castle and meeting Donald Duck for the first time, because for some reason Donald Duck was a core memory in my mind. And I cannot wait to watch my future kids have that same experience, and I'm sure some of you can relate. The last 2 times I went to Disney World, I think I was in 7th and 9th grade, and they were significantly less fun. As much as I love Disney, the rides just don't hit the same anymore when you're older. And I've noticed that I typically have more fun at Universal Studios or Six Flags these days, which sucks because I love Disney. And you could argue that this is just a part of growing up, which is true. But I think that Disney World should be a place that we can go to feel like kids again, and not a place that we should grow out of. While it's important to keep Disney World children and family friendly, you also have to include us Disney kids who are all grown up now. I think that Disney World would be more enjoyable for parents and just normal adults in general if there were more thrill rides. And that starts with the Monsters Inc. roller coaster. One thing that the Monsters Inc. ride and Hannah Montana have in common is that they give us the best of both worlds. For those who love Disney or Monsters Inc. in general, you get the ride of a lifetime while we fly through different worlds with all of our favorite characters. It's a feeling that some of us, me, have been waiting for our entire lives. And for the non-Disney folk, you're gonna get a thrill on a top-notch roller coaster. Because in reality, most of the Disney rides at Disney World suck unless you actually like the movie that it's based off of. But that wouldn't be the case on the Monsters Inc. roller coaster, because on this ride, we scare because we care. Now, I'm not an engineer by any means, nor am I really that creative in any way, shape, or form, but I fucking love Disney, especially Monsters Inc. And I want my family, as well as yours, to have a magical experience at Disney World. And the way to make that happen is to have an epic-ass roller coaster designed for all ages and types of fans. With that being said, let me walk you through the ideal Monsters Inc. ride. First of all, it would obviously be based on the door scene where Mike and Sully are chasing Randall to try to get Boo back. But how cool would it be that if instead of like a normal sitting down coaster type beat, you were strapped in a door and you're like standing while you're going through the ride. Like obviously like you'd be in like a door, like you'd be like closed in, it's not like you're like outside. And you're like strapped standing, like but in a roller coaster. Like obviously there would be a front and a back, so you can, and it'd be like see-through, so you could see like everything that's going around. You can see the other doors going through the ride. You can see all the characters and all the worlds you're about to embark on. And like it would be exactly like this, like you're standing and you're like hanging by that rail thing, and you're like going down like through the roller coaster. And then in my head there's like a little loop-de-loop while like you're standing. That'd be epic, but that's just an idea. And like your door takes you through different worlds, and like through each door that you go through there's like a new world, like how it is in the movie. And like you run into Sully and Mike a few times and you see them like go at it with Randall, and then like you go through another world, and then at the very end, like how in the movie, like when Randall gets like beat up by Boo, you see that happen, and then the ride's over because the day is saved. As I said before, I have zero expertise in this subject whatsoever. I'm just a Disney fan at heart with a dream to keep Disney the happiest place on earth. Thank you.